Hi there, we're here to talk about Aera watches, and we're here with Olof and Paul to talk about their new company. And we have the diver actually here in the flesh. Paul, do you want to tell us a little bit about the case, maybe, for a start?
Yeah, for sure. The case, that is made of 904L stainless steel. It's got great corrosion resistance properties. It's the steel which is used generally by lots of the higher end manufacturers and brands of watches because of the actual the cost of machining, and it's not the best material to try and make beautiful, but once it's beautiful, it stays beautiful. So that's why they use it, and that's what we wanted to put in to the watch as well. We wanted to show it that love of the design. Lots of lower price point brands tend to stay away from 904L. It's a harder material to machine. Right. It's harder to get the correct finish on it. So we wanted that challenge. We took it up. We wanted to provide the best once again. So we went for 904L. And it has a certain beauty as well, as far as I see. If you know your steels and you put 904 and 316 next to each other, you can see that slight little difference. There's a little bit more shine that you have, even when the case is brushed, as the diver is.
It's beautiful. Well, it's a beautiful dive watch, but I believe that Aera is not just launching with the dive watch. Is that right, Olof?
Well, before that, couldn't you tell them a little bit about the dial? Because we put a little bit extra effort in the dial as well.
Absolutely. So with the dial, firstly, it has a curve to it. It dishes down towards the centre. And with that dishing, it had various challenges. So many times when a dial in a watch is produced, for the ease, if they want to create this drop-in effect, is to have two pieces. You'll have the flat of the dial, and then you'll have a tapered ring. They sit on top of each other. We felt that that two-piece would spoil the aesthetic of what we're trying to achieve. So this is a one-piece dial. Wasn't easy to achieve, and it took some time to get right, and also the depth of the dishing. Right. But then we had another challenge. So with the dishing, we was also concerned because we wanted maximum performance out of the Swiss Super Luminova for vision at night. So to try and produce the best possible effect, what we did was we've actually etched the dial. So where the battens are, that's actually sunken lower. And with the sunken battens, you can't just do the standard print style to apply the Swiss Super Luminova. So that is actually done by hand. Wow. Once again, we are trying to provide such high quality for the general consumer.
And the bezel, is it also 904, or is it something easier to machine?
Everything on the external is all the same. So not only case back, mid case, bezel, even the buckle is 904. So it wasn't, once again, oh, let's cheap out a little bit. Let's just put a standard stainless steel or a 316 on there. No, we wanted to make sure that everything was consistent. We didn't want a consumer to take their watch and go, that doesn't look quite the same, this material. Right. We know the value of what we're trying to produce, and we're trying to give something at such a high quality, and that's in my eyes what we've produced.
Yeah, it's a beautiful watch to launch with.
Let me guess, you're impatient. I know what you're after. You want to see the second clip that we have.
Please.
All right. So we have the second clip of the pilot. There you go.
Okay. So, yes, once again, we've continued to use the 904L for the case, bezel, buckle, and the anti-corrosion properties of the material, even though it's a pilot, and you could just go and, we'll because it's not a diver watch, let's have something less. No, we wanted to be consistent throughout the range of the watches, that we have a similar quality so that people get to know Aera as a brand and what we stand for.
Yeah. Why start with a diver and a pilot? What's the thinking there?
Well, it was a group decision. So these were the two ones that we really wanted to start with because they are very important as proper tool watches.
Yeah.
And you know, it might come even more novelties later on.
All right. Okay. Some more in the pipeline, maybe. What's the feedback been like on it? Have people preferred one over the other, or is it equally split, or what are people saying? You've been lucky enough to see them so far.
The people that I've introduced the watches to, it's funny because everybody seems to have a definitive favourite.
Right.
They're very much a pilot person, or they're very much a diver person. And I think that's quite a compliment, because if people were very in the middle between the two, it may suggest that we haven't necessarily got the designs right. We wanted something to look and feel like a diver, right, and like a pilot. So if there's something somewhere in the middle, is that what our identity is? We wanted to have this nice, clear, concise identity of what the brand is, what we produce, and that we create that tool for life. And the idea with the tool for life is, with a automatic mechanical watch, it's the servicing and aftercare and the longevity. There'll always be a watchmaker that can do a repair and maintain your watch and keep it going.
Yeah.
There is service centres in the US, Europe, UK, and also Switzerland.
Nice.
But to answer your question, as long as I reckon the split is more or less 50-50.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I think you can see it from those videos as well. I think you can see arguably even more without the bezel on this one. The dome crystal is kind of it's just so mega. It's really great.
It's done to open with the dome on the pilot and this nice flow of the curve. So you've got from the side of the case round the bezel onto the crystal, you've just got this smooth flow. There isn't any complicated edges or anything like that on the main core of the body of the watch. We've got the addition in the dial, once again featured in the pilot.
Yeah. And
superluminova indices and on the hands, once again to support night visibility.
Yeah. And the strap again is kind of flush here as per the diver, which is a nice touch.
Yeah, the benefit of this custom fit and the design, once again, we went beyond and thought beyond. We want to be very much a sustainable brand, and we're also thinking of the environment and not making overproduction of something. So the choice was that the strap for the pilot can fit on the diver, right, or vice versa.
Right.
So within that, you've got you don't have to necessarily produce as much to then end up with, being able to sell and also provide after sales of straps which suit both models. So even if you couldn't make your mind up and you purchased both models, you can chop and change between straps and designs and just mix it up a little bit as well.
Very cool. I haven't seen any packaging, but I imagine the attention to detail that went into has gone into the face and the numerals is reflected in the packaging. Is that sustainable too?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. 100%.
Okay. Very, very, very nice indeed. And we have a question: will there be special editions coming?
Well, we're doing small production batches now. So we do 300 and 300, and there will be some special edition coming up in the beginning of next year.
Okay.
So it's going to be very exciting.
Okay, exciting. And a question from Dean, I think, what models are next in the roadmap, which you kind of answered, and can we get straps to match Olaf's shoes?
Yeah. Well, I can definitely say that they are not in the pipeline for the first strap, but we will produce new straps for the watches, like every second month or every third month. We will come up with new designed straps, because the straps are very easy to swap by yourself.
Right. Okay. Which you do.
But if the demand is there for the yellow one, I will personally do it myself.
The demand is there. You've got one customer for canary yellow
Okay.
there, so it's in there already. So let's talk a little bit about the name. It's a really unusual, punchy, short name, like all good classic brands. What's the story behind the Aera brand name?
Well, when we started, we put so much thought into the name, and we gathered all our friends from all over the world, and we had lots of sessions and coming back and forward. Well, this name, that name. I think we had 1.5, nearly 2 years before we found this one. And finally, when we found it, we were so happy that we didn't choose any of the others, because this one really means a lot for us.
Yeah.
Aera is the Latin word, and it means like the measurement of time, and it's really, this is a little bit what life is about. Measuring time and making the best out of the time, and so we were very happy with the name.
Interesting. Who do you have a specific customer in mind when you're launching the brand?
No, not really. I mean, more or less like us. Loves a really nice tool watch, very aesthetic, good quality.
Yeah. You're quite so enthusiastic to people. I guess that goes with this sort of lifestyle watch, right?
Definitely.
Yeah, cool. And what else can we say about this? When might we be able to get our hands on them?
Go for it. You're the man on that.
Well, the production side has been a bit delayed with all the Corona stuff, but we're getting them already in the end of November, beginning of December.
Okay, so soon.
Yes, very soon.
Okay, cool. And I believe I'm right in thinking that anyone who is joining the Zoom is actually can be first in line to.
They are definitely going to be first in line.
Okay.
Even with the yellow strap.
Okay, very cool. And I'm imagining setting up a watch business is not an easy thing to do. What was the toughest hurdle you faced the last couple of years?
Well, the name was difficult, and then also the design. The design has grown.
Yeah.
I mean, we've been changing bits and bits all along, and it's been a huge process. But if you want to make something really good, it takes time and it takes a lot of effort. And we've been a huge group that has been selected and helped to bring the brand forward. Yeah,
very cool. One day you're going to dig out that list of names you didn't use, and
we have it because we wrote it on filters for brewing coffee. So we still have them somewhere.
Well, I'm not going to ask you what some of the ones that make it work. We've got a question as Simon asks: are the sapphires coated both sides? Does the coating have a colour?
Okay, so the coating doesn't have a colour, and also it's coated both sides. And then on the top side, it has also got an additional coating to help protect the anti-reflected coating as well.
Okay.
On some brands, they will just put the anti-reflective coating on, and then as you wear it, when it takes wear and tear, that coating can start to wear off, and it can start to become noticeable. But the choices that we made were, let's go that extra mile. Let's protect the coating, because we've got a strong crystal in the first place that's going to be resistant to the scratches. Why not try to make the anti-reflective as protected?
Okay, so you've got coating to protect the watch and a coating to protect the coating.
Yeah.
Nice. There's a question here. What were your main influences for the design for the look of the watch?
Purity. Purity and a long-lasting tool watch. And I think that we found the design language from everything in our lives. Yeah,
your design fans.
Yeah, definitely.
And then one of the other factors is to make something that actually stands out. There's many watches out there, and many follow quite a conformed design. So that means you could be looking at somebody's wrist and it could be this brand, that brand, the other brand. What we wanted to try and do is have that little bit more of an identity. So if somebody saw an Aera on their wrist, they would notice and recognize it. Like some of the big key brands and iconic models, that's what we're trying to create in each one of our watches, that somebody can see the watch and identify it. That's an Aera without getting close to it and looking at the logo.
Yeah.
And with the domed crystal on the both the diver and the pilot, that helps support and give the brand a bit of identity within itself.
Yeah, I know what you mean. There's so you can spot a Pepsi dial watch on the tube, and it can be cost this much, or it can cost this much, and
exactly.
Who really knows? It's a question from Yannick. One on the strap. Will there be a metal strap?
It is in the pipeline. It is going through a design process. There's been some designs we've looked at, and we're getting more to that tweaking, getting it just right. Mm-hmm. So it's in process. There is motion and traction, but it will be designed with all the heart of every other element of the watch.
Cool. And then a question from Dean: do you have any retail partnerships lined up?
No, not for the moment.
Okay, that's the answer to that. So it's just straight through your website. That's the place to go.
Yes.
Okay.
We might have a few surprises for next year, but
okay.
we'll come back to that.
Okay. Yeah. So I think if people want to inquire about them, then people watching this then certainly can do. And one more question might be coming in. Will servicing be provided? Is the question. As I have already touched on, there will be a service providers in main points of where the watches are going to be sold. At the moment, the focus is going to be on US, UK, European and Swiss markets, and there will be the service providers there. So the movement is, as I said, a very much a workhorse. Does a great job, and with any problems, there is always going to be the support from the Aera team. It's not. We certainly don't believe and have the basis that once we've sold the watch, we turn our back and walk away. we have more of the heart of when you buy the watch, you're becoming part of our family. Right. And we want to treat our clients like that family member and give them the support and the love that we feel for the watch. Yeah. Because hopefully they will have the same feeling for the watch too. Okay. I'm going to ask you each to name, if you've got an individual part of the watch that you're proudest of. Who wants to go first?
I think it's good that you ask both of us, because we both have a different favorite. So for me, it's the domed shapes. I really adore and I love the curved shape, and the curved shape on the side is probably one of my favorites. Mm-hmm. For me, I think it's a lot of the technical details. One of my main favourite points is the dial. It took a lot of time, a lot of passion to get it where we wanted.
The aesthetics of it.
The aesthetics of it, to have that dishing at a beautiful angle. And then to have the next challenge of we need to have the performance of the luminous, but at the same time we need to make it fit within our casing, so therefore we had to go down the line of etching, and it wasn't an easy process to get through, but it makes you immensely proud when there's people that turn around and say you shouldn't do it, you can't do it, it's not right to do it, because of the cost and the effort. And to then be able to turn around and do it and achieve it and then see it in the watch makes you immensely proud, and it's a great feature in my eyes.
And also, I don't know if we touched on this, also hand-filled, I believe it is.
Yes, it's hand-filled, and even the Aera logo, that is also Swiss Superluminova as well, which on all the models will glow white. So the models have different colour tone features. So the diver is an aqua colour and the pilot is white. When viewed at night. But as I say, the Aera logo will always be white.
I really like these little pops of colour you've got on the diver here, on the lollipop hand, and also the arrow at the top there. So
and that's also brought in on the crown as well.
Yes.
And that isn't just the colour; that is actually Swiss Super Luminova, which on the diver will have a blue emission.
Yeah.
And on the pilot, it's a white emission, even though it looks grey, and you think, what kind of light was going to come out of grey? It actually illuminates white at the night time.
Yeah, okay, excellent. And then presumably moving on to yellow for the shoes.
There you go.
Whatever. Actually, I've noticed what's your strap there? It's a different strap.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Tell us about it.
So this is the grey rubber. When the client purchases the watch, in this first round, they will get the standard strap, which comes on the watch. So on the diver, it will be the black rubber, and on the pilot, it will be a pebble grain Italian leather with white stitching. Then for the first batch, there will be a grey suede strap. We're only doing this grey suede strap on this first edition.
Okay.
Once that's done and gone, it's gone. But also, the client can select their own choice of a variety of straps. And there's a variety which is in the pipeline. So when they're doing a purchase, they will be able to select their own colour of material that suits their watch and what they want to have as an alternative at times.
And you can swap them round?
Yes, there's a quick release system on the strap that you just use your finger, pull it back to release it. And also all our straps come with the 904L stainless steel buckle. So there's I've got an easy way to change my strap, but then I can't change my buckle because I need a tool to do that. So yes, it's not the easiest thing to just go, well, let's provide a strap, but we want that comfort. We want that ease to just have the client to be able to go, in a couple of minutes, I'll just change my strap over and it's on my wrist. It's not okay, I've now got to sit down for 5 minutes, pull some things out, some drawers, do all that process. We don't want that. We want to make life comfortable so you can enjoy it more rather than sitting there fiddling about with something.
Yeah, and also to change between materials, between the rubber and the leather. That kind of an easy.
It wasn't easy, but to us it was essential, especially when you've got the custom fit as well, because it helps it. Number one, if you've got the custom fit, it makes it a little bit easier when you're trying to swap them over. You're not trying to find a hole somewhere to make everything locate. You just pull the mechanism back, put it into position, release, and then your strap is fitted.
Very nice. You talked a lot about the steel, quite rightly. Will there be other? Do you see other metals featuring in future launches?
Well, we got several different options in the future, and we already have a 5 to 10 year plan for the future. So there are possible that we have a lot of different variation.
Okay, I'm going to take that as a sort of a I'm going to tell you yes.
It's a very soft yes.
Soft yes, that's right. There's a question coming in. Someone says, it's interesting you didn't give the watches a vintage vibe with yellow loom, etc. What you haven't. You're right. I guess that's that's part of the aesthetic, right? It's the minimalist kind of vibe.
It is, and also we don't want to just be a trend. At the moment, there are lots of these retro watches that use like an aged loom or the like the radium colour that used to exist, the yellowy orange. But that's a bit cliche. And what we wanted to do, launch the brand with, is something pure, simple, correct, and not having too many colours all over the dial. And we just wanted everything to be clean, pure, and simple, and to also suit the range as well. If we'd done a vintage loom on the diver, then what would we do with the pilot? We wanted everything and our identity to be clear and transparent, and that provides the best option for us.
You've got it going across from the logo to everything as well. It's really a bold kind of look. What is the dial made of? It's lovely and modern looking.
The dial was actually made out of brass, which is machined down and also etched. It's finished in a velvet black. So the benefit of the velvet black, some matte blacks can look a little bit grey. They look a little bit weak, but the velvet black gives a nice, deep, dark richness. But we wanted the dial to be matte. We didn't want any shine coming off it, especially for a diver. If you go into the effort of having anti-reflective and all of that, and then you have a shiny dial there, almost goes against itself a little bit. Yeah. So to us, it was to provide the clearest indication, and therefore by having that strong contrast of a dark velvet black and the white markers makes everything very clean and sharp. Yeah.
Getting a black is really hard, right? Understanding.
Yeah.
Very nice. And I guess people will also be curious to know what's going on inside the watch as well.
Okay, well, inside the powerhouse for the watch, it's a Sellita SW200. It's a very much proven throughout the industry workhorse. We wanted something that was going to be durable, reliable. These are the first watches that are being produced by Aera. So we didn't want to start off with a great looking watch, and then timekeeping was then a factor. So by using something which is tried, tested, reliable, it seemed the ideal choice for us.
Tell me about the hands as well, because I believe these have gone through many versions.
Yeah. So we want every time that you make a small adjustment on the dial, it has a ripple effect, because then it will affect where our hands are pointing. So you're going to have to change the length of the hand to suit and to match.
Yeah.
And rather than just thinking, oh, I've just made these adjustments here, let's switch off to the rest of the design. Every time it was, okay, we've made this change. What's it going to affect? What needs to be adjusted to make sure that we keep these aesthetics as we want, and to keep that clear, clean, purist design.
Yeah, that's excellent. Someone is asking if you can show the quick release mechanism again.
Press it in and just release it. It's very easy.
Yeah. Very nice. Very nice. All right, guys. I think that's a fantastic introduction to a fantastic band. So before we go, I guess people want to know, how does someone get hold of one now, basically, the diver or the pilot, and how much are they going to be, do you think?
So the diver's going to be retailing at £1,200.
Mm-hmm.
Pilot is £1,100. On the 1st of October, pre-orders are being taken, and delivery for the pilot is end of November, and delivery for the diver is going to be mid-December.
Okay, fantastic. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us in introducing us to this brand at the start of something that's going to be a great story, I think. Thanks so much, and thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.